Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Shadi Gio and I'm talking about a very interesting topic that touches each and every single one of you, whether you're a male or a female or non-binary or transgender or LGBTQ, etc., etc. So before we go ahead, please click the hands icon to like the video and please click the red button to subscribe my channel and watch the variety of content that I make on the channel. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's happy. I hope everybody's finding love before we continue. So let's deep dive in today's topic and discuss all the details that are to bring the data to you and improve on your actual dating life. I don't have opinions or beliefs, but I can write a script cut the alarming reality of global dating apps and the gaps generated between males and females they are increasing as we speak. They're not like diffusing, they're not minimizing, they're actually increasing, getting bigger and wider. Hey everyone, welcome to my online dating series of channels. If you click the video's description box, you'll see online dating vlogs that I've created a while back regarding all your dating requirements and needs. Today I'm shedding light on a pressing issue that is affecting millions, if not billions, worldwide. The struggling and the staggering gender dating gap within Western nations versus, yes, you know, rest of the world. That includes all the countries, the third world countries. So put on your seatbelts, buckle up, folks, as we deep dive into some eye-opening statistics, shall we? In Western nations, section 1, versus third world countries, a tale of two different universes. In Western countries, the dating landscape is vastly different from what we see in third world nations. So let's take a look at some numerical data. For example, to give an example of Iceland, the Nordic island nation boasts a whopping 92.6% gender parity score. So which means it's quite equal. There are equal number of females, equal number of males. So ranking number 1 in the whole planet globally. Then we have, I'm just going to go over the basic couple of countries to get you an idea of what I'm talking about. Because the issue is with population demographics, how many women are near you. So if you're a bloke and you're like sitting in a town or a city in your neighborhood, how many women are around you who are dateable? You see, that's what the bottom line is that. In Finland and Norway, if you follow closely, with the scores of 87.5% and 87% respectively. So that is pretty high. That means like it's almost equal. In contrast, countries, okay, now we're going to talk about the real problems. That's what I was going to get at. And this is really alarming and shocking, and it's pretty scary as well. In Afghanistan and the subcontinent, such as India and Pakistan, etc., they struggle with a significant gender gap. What does that mean? Scoring only, now what did I, just two guys, you know, if you're like sleeping in my video, I just want to say, the previous two examples I gave of was the Iceland nation and Finland and Norway. They scored over 87% or 90+%, which just means it's an equal, almost equal score of equal males to equal females available. In Afghanistan and in Pakistan and India, the gender gap is scoring 43%. 43%. That's not even 50%. That's going below. So what does that mean? That means there are more, either more females, just to give you a hypothetical example, or there are more males. And then there's a 43% drop of, like, if you take 100 people on dating, 43 of them don't ever find a date in their lives while they are, since the day they're born to their death. That's how scary it is, wonderful people of the internet. And this is what I want to talk about. Also, alarming fact that the nations such as Pakistan, Afghanistan, including India, the same gender sexual relationships, the same gender relationships are exponentially greater than any extreme Western nation with the same gender relation over there. What does that mean? Okay, if you look at, because I'm from Canada, and in Canada we have a very strong community of the LGBTQ community. We have strong rights for LGBTQ community individuals and members of that community. And within Canada there are rules and regulations. Okay, so I'm going to get into that later on, but what that means is that Canada supports it's one of the top 5 countries which promotes LGBTQ, including Netherlands. So I'm not going to get into that point of view, but I'm just going to talk about they have certain rights protecting certain individuals. But in Afghanistan and Pakistan and India, there is no such protection of such people. And people can literally, like, get away with crimes. So the thing I'm trying to talk, that in these subcontinent countries, see, when I was in Canada, and if I promote, like, my friend as an LGBTQ person, I will promote or advise him, because there are certain apps for certain kind of individuals. You see what I'm getting at? And those apps specialize in these priorities. But the point of the matter in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India is that if you are a member of the Khwaja Sera community, and the Khwaja Seras are basically those people who are born with, like, you know, like the she-males, what I would say. So, but besides she-males, there's something called transgenders, or there's something called male to female transitioners, or female to male transitioners, and then there's a wonderful color of the rainbow, and there are many, many identities that fall into this umbrella. But the point is that in these countries, in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India, if somebody finds out that you're a little bit swing, and you're a little bit like of the Khwaja Sera community, and you're a whole lot like into these kind of community services or activities, I wouldn't say services, just activities, people will, in Pakistan and Afghanistan and India, they will literally kidnap this kind of individual. Now get this, people, they will kidnap this kind of individual, take him to their village, get married to this individual, and use them as their wives. Why is this happening? Why am I telling you this? Why is this so alarming for the video? The point of the matter is, what did I say before? I said that in Finland, the gender parity gap is only 95%. Norway's 87%. Yes? Now, in Pakistan, etc., and Afghanistan, India, it's 43%. That means 43% out of 100 people don't find their sexual partners. That's scary. So what do these people do? They can't find a woman. They can't even find someone else. So they go for the same gender bloke who is into these activities and they make him their wives. Do you see what I'm saying? It's that scary. These countries are unregulated, unorganized, uncontrolling, and it's like whatever you can get. It's like the human gender gap in these countries. It's like you're like fodder. You're like an animal. You're like, whatever you can find, get your hands, use it, and you do sexual activities on it. That's what I'm getting at, and that's super scary because I didn't know this. That's the reason why I'm making this vlog. When you have an imbalance of only 43% success rate and failure, the rest of the people are imbalanced. They can't find a date. They will never find a life partner. They will not go out, with the opposite sex and partner to go on a restaurant. This is how scary it is in these countries. It's super scary. And it's like, it's so scary to the fact that it's like certain people who are from this community, they have to hide the fact that they are from this community. That's what I'm getting at. Like, if you're in Canada, wonderful country of Canada, like, you can walk openly the way you are and nobody's going to say anything. You're a member of the community and that's it, It's that straightforward because it's an open, broad-minded society. And they have, like, on Toronto Church Street, official parade every year, the LGBTQ parade, the flying colors of the rainbow on Church Street near the 501 Center. So that's what I'm getting at. The problem here is like everything is under the underground, and it's been exploited to the fact that people just kidnap you and they make you their wives. I couldn't believe when I heard this shocking fact, because there is an unbalance in population. There are more men, or there are more women, and then I think there are more men in these countries, and there are no women for them. And so they have got problems with dating. That's scary, wonderful people. I visited Pakistan and I found out there are more men-to-men relationships or more women-to-women for XYZ reasons. I was informed by a close friend because he knew that I'm an LGBTQ person from Canada. He advised me that in most tribal areas, they would kidnap somebody like that and make them their wives. And that's what the point, the conclusive point I'm trying to make. And also, the problem is that the police of Pakistan doesn't see this as a crime. You see, now that's a shocker. And if it was any other individual, for example, then the police will give you protection in these countries for being that victim to any type of crime. They immediately take action. But if you're Khwaja Sera, a member of that community, this will not be sufficient for the police to take action. That's the point I'm making it. Okay. Section 2. Let's get into the next part. So I hope you're understanding the point I'm trying to make, is because if you're in some Western country and you can't find a date, do whatever you can to get a date. I mean, it doesn't, like, I've lived my life in North America, and like sometimes I would say, no, she has to be super pretty, and then I would go, no, go out with like average girls too, or below average. You need a date, bro. The dating struggle is real even in international nations. Okay, now we're moving on from the third world nations back to the international nations. Now that could be any country in Asia, South Korea, Singapore, Middle East, etc. Europe, for example. No, Europe, I will say, okay, there's a different scenario. But the dating struggle is real. For example, particularly insights from the Middle East. So I have an example here of a Muslim boy who was living in the Middle East, and he was Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Indian roots, for example, and he experienced firsthand the challenges of dating in these cultures. And let's just take my friend's story, for instance, shall we? The thing to understand is that when he went out with the first girl from his high school, and it was an official party, and they took a picture while he was having dinner, and all of their classmates were sitting, and she was sitting right next to him. And that picture was taken, let's say, in the year of 1986. So then this boy struggled up till the next, not 1, 2, 3, 4, to the next 10 years, when he got admitted to a British university in London, and apparently over there he found his first love, and he fell in love. And all I know from the friend, the data that he's provided, that they went out while they both were in uni. They were living together, and they dated each other for like 3 years. So I would say they were like happily, like they were like common law couple. So the thing I'm trying to say is that the gender gap is so scary that from the day he took a picture of him and his girlfriend at the restaurant in 1986, it took him another 10 years, 1996, when he was in university, to find a girl of his liking. That's the point I'm making, wonderful people of the internet. It took him 10 years to find the girl of his dreams and fall in love. That's how scary it is. And that is the reason why I'm making this vlog. So the thing is that a decade-long quest for love. My friend's dating saga is a testament to perseverance after an entire decade passed, and then finally, some of trying to get a date, he finally scored big time. Now see, this is a success story, wonderful people of the internet. This is a happy story. The bloke actually found the girl of his dreams even after a decade long of struggle. I know people who still today, they have not found the love of their life. They have not found a date. They have not scored big. They are still struggling. They end up going to one-night standards and paying for money for sex. That's not a date, wonderful people. That's like nothing. That's like when you're in love. Love is, I can't describe it, you know. When you're in love, it's like the biggest thing in your, it's like so powerful, it's so strong. It gives you immense motivation, for instance, or backup, or relationship, or domain network expansion, XYZ reason. Love is the most powerful thing on earth. If you compare how many wars have fought in this earth, there has always been more peace than the number of years that wars have taken place, because love always prevails as a positive, empathetic activity. War is very easy, but war, only toxic people follow that. So it's a topic for another day. So the point is, 10 years of rejection, this bloke, and disappointment and heartbreak, but then all of a sudden he goes to UK, he takes a picture with this girl, and bam! It's a moment of his life to remember for the rest of his years, because it changes your life totally. Now, he lands the girl of his dreams in a UK university, in a British university. It's amazing. You know what they say? London is the city of love. Well, maybe it's Paris, but I think London and Paris are equally the same. So this is a success story. The odds were definitely against him, but true love knows no borders, you see, or age limits. He's the living proof that true love can conquer all, despite all odds. And even if it takes 10 plus years or a decade for it to happen. See, the point I'm trying to make is there are people who are in my network who are friends of this bloke and they are friends of mine, and they still today have not found a girl. That's scary, wonderful people of the internet. That's really scary. So, I'm not going to talk about myself. Yeah, I've had a few girlfriends. So, that's the point I'm trying to make. It is so scary that the gender gap was worse back in university when I was there. Now, because of online dating apps, it's getting worse. It's not improving. It's getting way worse. The moral of the story is never give up. Never give up on love, folks. Always go for it. Now, the section 3. The other thing I want to talk about is that the online streaming apps that have come into play in 2020 or 2018, for instance, or even 2017, we have live streaming apps happening all over the world. Online streaming apps, girls are taking over the world. Oh my God, that's so bad. I'm a bloke, what should I do? I need to promote myself, right? Well, I got a YouTube channel, but I'm just saying, an average bloke, what are you gonna do? Compete with beautiful girls, role models, beautiful creatures, the most amazing creatures on planet Earth? The online reality has become that girls' paradise, where they're dominating popularity, statistics, and rankings by far. In live streaming, leaving guys, it's a sad fact, in the dust behind on the road. Yeah. Meanwhile, males are struggling to survive in this domain of the online live streaming digital wilderness. So people, see, the thing is that if you go to a live streaming app, how many followers will you see with a beautiful lady versus a bloke? See, that's what I'm trying to get at. And these CGI, artificial intelligence, these filters and all these amazing, widgets that are included in these apps make you beautify your personality. It's just getting worse for the guys, straight up. So, yeah, there are a few exceptional cases, but for blokes, but the gender gap is it's getting worse as we speak. Next section, 2025 Gender Gap Reports, the future looks bleak. The World Economic Forum Global Gender Gap Reports 2025 reveals some alarming statistics. Global gender gap, a mere 68.8%, closed with a mind-boggling 132 years estimated to achieve full parity. Now, it will take you 132 years to get where the girls are right now. So if you're a bloke, to get where you are on their level, it'll take you 132 years. That's what I'm saying, It's so scary. That's longer than some of us have even ever been alive. The average life expectancy is 80, 90 years old on planet Earth in good civilized nations. Then the economic participation and opportunity, up 60.7 parity achieved. Women are still fighting for equal pay and opportunities. Now see, this is where the blokes score high. Yay! All right, guys. Blokes always get more money than if the girl goes. You see, this is the point I'm trying to make. There is a 60.7% chance that the female who applies for a job, the man's salary will be 3 times more. So this is the only advantage. This is one of the biggest advantage, that the men are the bread and butter earners of the society. And then next section is political empowerment, a woeful 23.2 parity with some progress made. Women are still underrepresented in leadership. Okay, guys. Now, this topic is about gender dating. So I'm not gonna get into politics, but they say that women don't make good leaders. So that's another topic for another day. And the statistics say that only 20% women make good leaders, compared to if you take an average bloke, he'll make a good leader any day. So yeah, there are some differences, but like we are talking about dating and how to get a date and how difficult it is to get a date. Like I told you about that bloke. So, and he was living, now I'm going to talk about the next section, is that if you're living in a Western world, or if you're living somewhere in Middle East, you know, a developed nation, you know, somewhere like Singapore, you know, Hong Kong, you know, South Korea, for instance, and you've got a pretty good network of social dating apps. But the thing I'm trying to say, even there for the average bloke, it is pretty hard to get a date. Yeah, you can communicate on the social apps, but to physically get a girl to go out to a restaurant with you using that app is almost, I can say with confidence, 99.8% impossible. So it is pretty scary even in these international countries. And the example that I gave of the bloke, it took him 10 years to get a girl. And he this was a success story. And we're talking from an average guy. We're not talking from, like, you know, so the problem is the gender gap is increasing, and because of these apps it's going to get worse. So that's the bottom line. So I thought I'd make a vlog on the gender dating gap and the problems associated with these data statistics. And pretty soon enough, because AI has taken over, it's going to make it even worse, straight up. So yeah, so do what you have to do, never give up, and don't go for the most beautiful woman, wonderful people. Go for average woman. Just get a date, you know, that's the main line. And trust me, I know blokes who just haven't scored and then they complain, bitch and whine and all that. So it doesn't make it right. So I don't want to get into more statistics, but I'm just going to conclude the video that the takeaway is that what will your next dating app be? Will it be a game changer, or will it be another failure? You see, that's the point. The global dating app is a monstrous behemoth of a problem. It's straight up, and fueled by deep-seated cultural and economic and social metrics and factors. While we've made minuscule progress between the gender gap, which is really tiny, in progress between bringing the two genders together, no, it didn't happen. The truth is, we are still light years far away achieving the true parity. Straight up. The future of dating is uncertain. Will your next dating app be the revolutionary solution we've been waiting for? And please leave in the comment section below what is the most successful dating app for you. I would love to know. And you can leave a comment, just the name of the app. Can it bridge the gap between the cultures, economies, and the societies of the wonderful colors of the rainbow? This conversation starts now. Let's work together to break down the barriers and create a more inclusive, equitable society on planet Earth. The clock is ticking. You're not getting younger. Will you be part of the solution? Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget to like my vlog and click the red button to subscribe to the channel. And happy trails until we meet again, and keep smiling till then. Ta-ta from Shazzy.